What kind of an update would you like? Because there's a lot of things going on. Um, as you remember in the past, we've formulated very strong relationships with the PGA sections all over the country. But recently, they have come to ask us to do things, and so have the amateur golfer associations, and that has become very big. And our first magazine, we'll call it, they have a digital magazine they just started a couple months ago, and they're featuring us in the entire magazine. That's very cool. Whereas they used to email a promotion for us about 4 times a year, that mag to 30,000 golfers. This one's going out to 125,000 golfers, and their open rate so far has been 25%. So we'll see. They're pretty excited to have us on there because we've been working with them for 20 years, but this is the first time they asked us to do something like this. So it's kind of exciting.
That's really exciting. And did they come to you for that, or is this a promoted thing that you're doing with them, or?
Well, they are one of our connections on LinkedIn, and they've been seeing our videos, and they gave us a call to see what we can do with those videos on their new magazine.
Yeah, and that's all from you putting out and posting that regular content on LinkedIn.
That's correct.
You then are using that so that all of this effort will actually increase that funnel and the flow into that funnel.
Yes. And that funnel is very similar to what you described as being the buckets of
Yeah.
different types of prospects. It's basically three buckets. One of them is a golfer. Remember, our market is the golfer.
Yeah.
And so one bucket of golfer prospects would be a person that's looking to improve on their consistency. And the other bucket is a person that's looking to gain distance. And the other bucket is the person who's got some pain they want to get answers for.
Yeah.
So that constantly goes in, and each one that goes in has a possibility of seeing our content several times a week for up to about 90 weeks. If
Yeah.
they keep on saying, yes, I want to see more, it'll just do another set of contents relating to maybe a different subject or a different focus in their body. So
Right. And
that's
that's because you've put in the time and the work to build the foundation that
that's
can
correct.
support all
That's
of this
correct.
influx.
That's correct. That's correct. So yes, it does take that legwork, but once the legwork is done, I would tell you we have 30 locations, but the only location doing this is the Philadelphia location, and they are scheduled 2 months out, and they keep getting new people uh, trying to communicate with them to get into the schedule. So they're excited, and I'm happy for them, and that is our testing ground. So whatever we talk about today is basically out of our Philadelphia region, I guess we'll call it. Okay.
Okay, very good. I love it. So let's dive into the statistics now so
And we
that we
can
can.
dive into it, but in order for your screen to show any of this, you have to submit your email and contact information. I'm just saying.
I
Then
love it. This
then I'll
is so
move
great.
on. Okay. All right. So let me share a little bit. And what we're going to do. Okay. So this is the downloading, the checklist downloads, but we'll get to that. Okay. So if we want to look at the starting point, I just created 3 videos yesterday in about 2 hours. This is me doing a video. All right. That goes into our campaign coach. All right.
Yep.
And we want to go right to, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit because I don't want to spend all the time doing this, but we've already put it through the system, going to our ideal client profile or customer profile and generating content. Now, the important part of this is we utilize a LinkedIn post, and we'll say this one from here. That's for okay. This is our LinkedIn post right here for this subject.
Yep.
All right. And the goal of this post is to get them to view the video. That's it. And the video on that post in LinkedIn is a short version. So it may be 40 seconds and maybe a minute and 6 seconds. And then we lead them to our YouTube page. to view the video on the YouTube page. What we find is we are getting clients. We're actually getting paying clients now that have seen us solely through YouTube, because YouTube, through our SEO organization here, we found that with all the hashtags and keywords, YouTube then sends their population or their viewers to our sites based on subject. All right. These are the short videos that go on LinkedIn right from the start. Now, what I really want to point out here is this is a 55-second short.
Yep.
And since January 23rd, it has gathered 439 views. That's just the short, which of course, I'm not sure how these guys set up the description, but we're about to check it. Okay. So on the description, watch the full video for even more specific exercises. Now, I want to give a tip to everybody. People don't read descriptions. Okay. So we have been we've been moving this up to the very top, and right below it, we might put download or click here to download the checklist, your free checklist. Matter of fact, I like putting that on top.
Right.
Because
Okay.
if they click on, if this said click here for your free checklist guide, if they click on that, they're going to our blog, which the blog has the full article and the full video and another chance for the checklist and other things. And so that's why I put that. So if anybody's doing this description thing, you really want to put that the clickable item right here. Okay. So then they get to our description, then they get to the full video. But before we get to that, I want to show the difference from, say, October to now. Okay. So if we'll go through here, and we're in October when we first started. Now understand, these things get clicks since October, so it's hard to determine what we did in October on this particular one. But if we took this one here, improve your golf mobility, 56 seconds, 51 times. But as you start watching this, the numbers just start increasing and increasing, increasing. November, all the way to here where it's 439, and it's only been two weeks for 439. All right. But now let's go to the long version, because that's the one you really want them to see. Now, if we look at October, that one, wow, we have to send that one out again. Look at this one since October. But I will tell you that it probably got 5 for the first month. That's how we started. We have 5 views for an entire month that video was out. And then the more consistent we got, we did not give up. That was the one thing we had to focus on, is when you get 5 views over a month and you work so hard to get there, you kind of just go get more coffee instead. Well, we decided just keep going consistently. And these guys do a video, at least a video they do a video every week, no more than that. We can't handle anymore. But if you start taking a look, October's the low numbers, and then November's a little higher. We got a nice one in there. But look how they're starting to get since January 13th. That's not that long ago. 1,200 views, 3,600 views, 1,000 views. This one just went out this morning. Okay. So you suspect that these numbers will start to increase. And that is just a big difference from, let's go even further back, 2022. This is for a total of almost 3 years. That's it, 43 total. That's without our plan. So the difference between having a plan and difference between not having a plan at 40 or 20, and then now having it, and then they're at 3,600 and at 2,000. These guys are very excited. And I'm talking to the trainers themselves, because their personal videos are being viewed by many. And to me, that makes them the king. Okay. Now, remember, the goal here is to build authority in the industry, at least in our region for this location. I think they are there.